Now we're going live. Okay,
Oh,
we're live. Yeah.
we are live.
Okay, we are live. Just waiting for this. Here we go. I think we're live. Wait.
Hey.
Okay. Welcome. We are live. Yes. Okay, so this is basically the first ever podcast for Genius Connections. Yay! Oh my gosh, it was super exciting. We are starting today. It is also being screened at other places. So if you don't see it in a group called Genius Connections, go and join us there. But anyway, we're going to do podcasts. I'm Nina. Over there, wherever she is Jill. And she's actually the guest of honor today on the podcast number 1. That's going to be like a whole series coming up. The whole idea is based on, well, genius connections. We're going to find different geniuses around the world and see what they're doing, what they're up to, what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jill, you over in the United States. I'm over in Northern Norway. So you are having morning, I'm having evening. And so what do I actually, you want to say a little bit of hi first, maybe?
Yeah. First of all, I want to say I'm honored that I'm here being the first one because it can only get better from here. Yep, I'm over here in United States in Missouri, mid-Missouri, in a little river town. So yeah, I'm over here and I met you online, like most of my friends right now. And I absolutely adore that we can connect this way. So thank you for
Yeah,
having
absolutely, and that's the beauty of working online and having online communities. And
me.
when I started up on a small island with 2,000 people, with a bad internet connection, and still was able to set up my online business, for example, right? And
Mhm.
attend meetings and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, today there's no excuse. You just need an internet. It doesn't even have to be that good. It's like
Right. And that's exactly where I met you. Was I remember you sitting at your desk overlooking the ocean, and it's like, what in the world are you doing? I need to do that.
How do I get to a tropical island? Yeah, well, since then, yeah. So I 17 years in the Caribbean, and now I'm in northern Norway into the Arctic Circle. So now we're actually moving into the season of the midnight sun. So the sun, I think the sunset now is like 10:30 in the night, and the sunrise is like 6 o'clock in the morning.
How
No,
amazing.
3 o'clock in the morning. It's like just now the sun will not go below the horizon.
Oh my.
Hmm.
That's incredible.
Hmm. It's very different from the Caribbean.
But you take your business with you. Yay.
Cool. One of the things though that I wanted to talk to you about though, because you are a guardianship. You are a guardian of the animals. You communicate with the animals, and that's like really. I really believe that we are all connected. Like all is one, one is all. And I think through my life, I have been able to receive more as I developed myself and gone deeper and understood more spiritually and things like that. But in terms of how you have the gift of being able to communicate with animals, that is something I don't know much about. So I'm very curious. When did it start? How did you get started with that?
Mm, Honestly, let me just start by saying anybody can do this. It's not just a gift for me. It's just something that I am a huge animal lover, and I have rescue animals who've had many problems, and becoming intuitive outside of Western medicine is where I really got sharp with my skills because I didn't like Western medicine. Um, so yes, I have always been practicing with them, but I believe it was last year I had moved out to an Amish farm. We didn't have
What's
lot.
that?
We didn't.
Did you have power? That's like when you hear Amish farm, you go like, "Did you have power?" Did you have power?
We did not have power, water,
Okay.
or anything when we moved out there. So it was literally, we were immersed in nature. It was absolutely amazing. But I started becoming very intuitive with the trees and the horses and the cattle all around me. And I started, sounds crazy, but I could really connect with them and hear what they were saying because I was now here on their land. And anyway, no, I just started practicing that. The less that I had out there, to distract me, the more I could practice my skills. And I've since been able to start like channeling, listening as to what's going on, because our animals are here to support us instead of us supporting them. They're here for us. And the energies and the identities that we take on, they actually take from us. That's, I believe, a lot of the reason that they get sick and they're ill and they become in bad situations. Just like we do for ourselves, we create our own story, we create our life, and they're just a part of it. So it happens to them as well. So we can affect that. That's my belief. And so I really got started in the elements, the guardianship with communicating, but treating them with the elements, light, water, and Eastern medicine food. Because the foods that we eat, of course, they're either hot or cold. They affect the different elements that we are, the imbalances. And it's funny, same with the cattle and the horses that were on the property. I would see some of the horses with some issues on the nose, and Amish don't really believe in that stuff. They really don't.
Okay.
So they believe in traditional Western medicine for their animals, shots.
Right.
So it was just amazing to start talking to these animals and affecting them, letting them release things without even the Amish knowing. And, they'd come out and be like, oh, what's going on? So-and-so had a big rash on his nose and now it's gone,
Better.
I just started practicing with the animals. That's it. The animals and the trees around me. The trees are huge. So yeah.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
That was, and I guess the because it was silent there, right? It's like, exactly. And in general, I guess less distractions, right? So it's kind of like, that's kind of where it all kind of ties together. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So you actually seen, like, you intentionally said, okay, let me I guess you ask permission to connect with the animal, and then you can hear and communicate that way. I mean, it's like a feeling, right? Yeah.
For me, I mean, you can use all of your clairsenses depending on where you what's easiest for you, what comes through. For me, it's, I can't hear them, but I speak with them. I say speak. I communicate through visualizations with them.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's kind of like a knowing of what they're saying.
Wow.
When I'm walking by one of the first cows out there, her name, she wanted to be called Butter, and she wanted me to know, will you please call me Butter? And I'm like,
wow.
Okay, I'll call you Butter. But just silly things like that, and just hearing things. And of course the doubt comes through. Is that what they really said? But
yeah.
No, for me, it's a feeling. It's like a full body. That's what was said. It's not that I can hear it, but I can visualize it coming through.
And interesting too, because it's like you're saying, that the animals come to us, right? And they are there to help us, right? And how you have rescue animals, right? Because obviously they have come to you, right? Also because they need shelter, and so that's kind of like a little bit of reverse. They get back, right? Because not that my dog is good too. My rescue dog is getting lots of attention. He lives a good life, but it doesn't have. I see you put up videos where you're making food for the dogs. I'm going like, what? Okay, I get it, but I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, that is super cool, but I can't do that, right? Like, I can give my dog Kangen water, yes, but I can't I don't, how do I call it? I don't prioritize spending my Sunday on making food for the
Right.
dogs, right? But you
It's a
do,
lot.
right?
Well,
Yeah, but you
I
do.
don't anymore because it became literally all that I was doing. And when I moved from the farm, then I moved to a little river town that I didn't have the room and the quietness. So when I left, of course, I picked up another rescue. One of the farmers said, I don't want this dog, take him. So now I've got a big dog, and cooking for 3 dogs was a lot. So
Yeah.
I implement other things. I don't completely cook for them, but I do like a dehydrated version, but I add my protein. So I know they get their organ meats and things like that. It's a
Right.
lot less time consuming.
Yeah. Well, would you say is the most important thing to do though? Like in terms of like if you break it out. So number one is that maybe you give us some tips on how we can connect to them better, like
Mhm.
like how that works. And maybe you can talk a little bit about, what kind of food should we like don't give them hot dogs, don't give them a chocolate. There's a few things, right? That we can say, we'll leave the most processed foods out, things like that, maybe, you
Mhm.
know?
Definitely. I mean, one thing that, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree, to start like actually connecting with them, if you actually put your heart to them and you can sync your heartbeats together, um, they start actually trusting that you want to speak with them. You want to know what they're feeling and how they're doing. Um, Massage is huge. Massaging the ears is very huge for the nervous system. So if you have a nervous dog, they
My
like their
dog's ears are really sensitive though. Like he's really sensitive on his ears.
really
Yeah,
okay.
what do you think that means though?
Mm, he might be very resistant, especially if he's a rescue dog, because you don't know the trauma that they've come from. So even like maybe not rubbing them, but just getting used to you just touching them very lightly, very,
Mhm.
very softly occasionally, but just being consistent with it. Just like their paws, they usually, it's like, don't touch my paws.
No, he lets me do everything, but he doesn't like it. It's like, let me put it like, especially the ears. Like
Uh,
he will let me turn him upside down and brush him, even though he doesn't like it. He will let me do everything. He's just
yeah.
lets me know I don't like it.
Yeah. And just like, and rub him in the areas that he does like. That's
Yeah.
just very, very calming
Yeah.
for them. There's different areas that do different things for them as far as the
Mhm.
nervous system. So
Yeah.
yeah. And as far
Oh.
as foods, oh my gosh, we don't realize how important like actual bones, like the animals, they eat like rabbits and stuff like that, and we go, oh my gosh, don't eat a dead rabbit. It's actually good for them. For us, not in the summertime, but like the wintertime, know when to let them have bones or a whole animal or something like that.
Yeah.
Organ meats are very, very healthy. Um, it's just hard to get it all together. I guess one of my most important tips would be what they snack on. They say, oh, they shouldn't eat people food. Well, yes and no. I mean, not processed people food, no. But like for treats, give them like dates. Remove the seeds, but dates, they're high in magnesium. So if they have joint pain or
Right.
inflammation, things like that, it helps.
Mhm.
Boiled eggs, they love them. They're good for
Yeah.
them. They've got
Oh,
protein.
really? Boiled eggs? Well, my dog eat everything, so he doesn't count. He's like Caribbean, so he loves his like fried rice, anything. He's like
Yeah,
he's got like he's been eating this since he was a kid. Since he was a puppy. It's okay.
I know I have one that eats anything, and then he's like, oh, what was that you just gave me?
I know. It's like seriously. Yeah. The only thing, if he gets a little bit too much, there's like a little bit too much of like carrots or something, he might leave some of that. He go like, okay, mom, now you're overdoing it. It's like you're trying too hard.
And carrots are like
So fun.
corn. They go right through. They do not process. So what goes in comes out just like,
Oh, right, 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 right. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then whenever we have dinner, the only bone I don't give him is the chicken bones. I don't give him that.
oh yeah,
Um,
that's
but
my favorite.
other than that, if we have ribs, I save the bones. I mean, it's a treat today. I give it to him, and I hope that's okay, right? That's okay, right? He's
It's
healthy. He's
okay.
happy. He's happy.
If they're cooked bones, they might splinter, but even like raw bones, like raw soup bones are really, really good.
Yeah.
But
But they go those bones will be bigger than the dog. I've seen that is like a.
right, I gotta hack
Oh
some.
wow! Yeah. So yeah. So the thing, yeah. But I hear what you're saying is a lot of work. But what do you do then? So you also have there you are. I think we lost you for a second then.
Yeah.
And then you also use Kangen water, right?
Oh my God.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So tell us a little bit about that. So just an introduction to those of you who don't know, Enagic Kangen water actually comes in 5 different kinds of pH.
Mm-hmm.
5 different kinds. So yeah, maybe I'll let you do it. Let me take your talk.
That was actually the game changer for me, because with the hydrogen enriched water, my dogs were just drinking well water at the time, and I didn't know anything. Anyway, I thought well water, oh well, it's natural. No. It was full of toxins and runoff from where I lived. So any sort of chemicals sprayed would run into and be in my well. So when I first heard of Kangen water, it was 7 years before I actually got one, because I thought, oh my gosh, like I don't need all that. But I didn't know what it did. Oh my gosh.
No.
And now that I got one, it took me 7 years. I got one. I replaced all the chemicals in my home, because you can change the pH. But the best part about that is, even for your dogs, I use 6 pH, the beauty water, for their coat and their skin, because actually bathing them, grooming them, I shouldn't say grooming, bathing them as often as people do is not good for them. It's not good for their.
No.
But if you,
Natural oils, right? In the fur, right? Yeah.
it strips their skin of all the oils. So if you're using the 6 pH beauty water, it actually restores the balance to the skin, and their coats are so shiny. And even if they've been out, rolling in poop or dead animals, whatever, it still helps them to smell better. So
Right.
I fluff them up once a week with, spray them down. I massage it. And when your hands are wet, you can pull out all the, the fur, the whatever. And
Yeah.
when you brush them out, they look beautiful. So I'd use that. I use the 11.5, which is super alkaline water. I've used it to remove oil off of my driveway. I used it in preparation to their dog food, because it will totally remove petroleum-based chemicals from their vegetables, from our vegetables. Everything's sprayed here, even the organic stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't realize how much they were actually eating of that stuff. So it removes all of the chemicals. And with like eye infections and things like that, you can actually put that right on their eye and do an eye wash. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah.
If they're out in the woods and their corneas get scratched, I just put an eye wash on it and it's gone. I mean,
Right.
it heals very easily.
Yeah.
The 2.5 is actually super acidic. That's a disinfectant. It works better than bleach, and it's totally safe. So I use every water for everything for my dogs.
Exactly. Yeah. And also that is just water. In the end of the day, it's just
I forgot the drinking water. Yeah.
yeah. Exactly. Oh, you can drink it too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because it's just water, right? And that's the so amazing about it. And especially, because anyway, but for sure. And you can use it in your garden too, when you have, because I'm sure you're doing a little bit of garden where you are right now, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, it's not the Amish garden, but I've got my own stuff in containers, and I use nothing but my Kangen water for that, because it doesn't have, the pharmaceuticals, it doesn't have the plastics or anything like that in there. I don't need any more.
No, exactly.
And I use it too for pesticides. So like I just spray it on my plants, and I don't have any bugs on it or anything like that.
No. And if you get it, you have something you can treat it with, right? And
Uh,
again, treating it with water, right? I mean, it's like you're talking about, like who owns Roundup, right?
yeah, Montano. Oh,
Exactly.
am
Yeah,
I
the
allowed to say?
biggest seed company. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's public news, right? So everybody knows that, right? It's just the context of it. It's like really. How's it going over there, by the way? Just out of interest, because so here in Norway, we don't have anything of the ones that you see that people cannot have gardens and stuff like that. Do you see that over by where you are?
Um, I mean, I think a lot of people still have gardens. I mean, they try to.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
They were trying to take it down. Like you will see, like in the UK, for example, or other places, they would take down garden patches, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure. I don't know. I don't see anything over here, but I don't watch the news at all, and I don't see anything come through. I I truly live in my world, and I don't have any of that in my world, so I
Good
just
for
can't.
you. Yeah.
So
So you don't have the TV. You don't have news.
I have TV, but I don't have news. Nothing.
No. Good for you. Me
I only
neither.
watch what I want to watch.
No, exactly. It's like, and the thing is, I always say, you know what? If it's serious enough, we will hear about it, right? And it's not like I'm not seeing news, but I just don't have like a TV channel. Like I don't
Yeah.
have that. And then I go online and I can kind of find my news.
Oh yeah, you can always
Yeah.
find news. And with
But it's
frequency,
yeah.
as you already know, is frequency. And if I were to turn something on like that in my house, like I don't want it in my house.
No. How do you find the frequencies of these days? How did you have any change on the portal opening or like the eclipse on the 8th of April or
Oh
what's
gosh,
that for you?
I have quite a story for you. The house that I
Okay.
bought here on the river,
Yeah.
you'll think I'm a little woo woo,
No,
but
that's good.
I moved over here. I found it in like 3 days, and everything just went through smoothly. And what I had found out was the coordinates of my house are directly linked to the crystal of the earth, crystal core of the earth. And I was like, okay.
What's that even mean?
I said, what does that mean for me? What is going on? So I've only been here for 6 months, and the house is 125 years old. So you can imagine the energies that
Yeah.
have. And when I came in here, I was surprised because I usually can clear all that. There wasn't
Mhm.
much in here, and I thought this is something's really strange about this. So
Yeah.
it's been
Mhm.
revealed to me through my angels and guides and such that I have this. I don't even know how to explain it. It's a vortex, but it's a big filter, and it will take negative and filter it to positive. But what happens, and you'll go, okay, I had to set up the house. I only have like 2 mirrors in here because they're portals to and from and are,
Right.
out.
Mhm.
So I have one that's exit only. And
Okay.
when an energy comes through that is being filtered, I know when it comes through because my dog gets it. And then
Oh, wow.
I direct it out. So, we can be in the middle of doing something and something will come through and my dog will be like,
I got a question. Do they always come in the same one and exit the same one? Because that's what you said. One is exit, one is coming in, right?
well, my one mirror I've got closed off, period, because I mean, I need a mirror in the house and I don't want anything coming in. Um, so if it does come in through, like, it comes in through windows and things like that, obviously glass and everything is a gateway. Um, or if I have been out somewhere and I might bring something home,
Yeah.
an empty or something. If people
Oh, okay.
else, I have a hugely busy street, people walking by,
Right.
animals. We have a lot of stray cats. They'll bring energies to the house. And it's
Yeah.
like, but if
Really?
I don't know where they come in or from, but I'm like, I guide them out right through the portal. It's like, nope, out,
Right.
out. It's crazy. It's absolutely
That's
crazy.
so funny.
So I'm really
So
fun about what I play on my TV. I have a TV, but I don't play everything. My music that I play, everything. I feel like it's very sacred here, and I want to honor the land, and
That's right. Yeah.
that the house actually is allowing me to be here. So
Yeah. Wow, that is super powerful. So basically, you are on the crystal on a specific point on the crystal grid. No, what did you say? What was the?
it's a direct link to the crystal core of the earth.
Oh,
So you know
right.
when you
Is
found
yeah.
you go to the crystal core, and
With,
then
yeah, and you connect to it, yes, and you pull out, and you're sitting right on it.
Yeah, I just got
At the
a big hug.
Here you go.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. And then because you are right above it, the spirits use it to come in and cleanse their energies.
Mm-hmm.
So they will come to get cleared out, and then they kind of shake it off and have a shower and bathe in it, I guess, and surround it and say for it and free it. And then they come out on the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like you say, you don't want them frequently just coming in and out and going everywhere. It's like,
Oh, I mean, it's almost like it feels like they come in and they get a little bit like after they're clear, they get confused, like, okay, where's my exit point? So, where's my way?
right. I had a friend of mine, she's been sending me videos of spirits that she's been seeing. It's like amazing. It's like there's like nothing there. There's nothing there. And then you see it on the video, you can see it like it's moving. It's like and then yeah, it's like one of them is like a kind of worm kind of thing. I don't know. It's like a funny thing. And you just see it sitting there and it's moving. And as soon as she turns on the light, it goes still. Doesn't move.
Yeah.
And you turn off the light, and it goes like
Yeah,
so,
once the lights up. Now my dog, my one little dog especially, I've actually seen him be pushed across the kitchen floor one night. And I was like, nope.
Nope, not there. Don't touch my dogs.
Touch my dog.
Oh, so funny. Yeah. So you feel happy staying there though, or what is your plans and dreams and plans? What's your goals? What's happening in Jules Marie's world in the next year or 2-3 years coming up?
Well, I know the spot is temporary. I know there's work to do here because all the numbers actually from where I came from add up to 11. So I know I'm here for a reason, for work, and working with the local communities. We are a river town, so a lot of the small mom and pop businesses cannot stay in business because there's not enough people here to do that. So I'm working with the community in showing them how they can live anywhere they want by using affiliate marketing. That's one of my goals here. I want to empower people to be able to live here, and we can still have a great community, not have a poor community, because I mean, there's more than enough for everybody. And, everybody needs to know about it.
Yeah.
Because we need to keep this town thriving. But yes, it's temporary. I think I'm going to do a bed and breakfast so that I can have a home point and start traveling. I just started traveling, so I'm not usually a travel girl, but I went out of the country for the first time by myself.
Oh, we got to talk about that. You got to tell me about your blue zone of experience in Costa Rica. Or should we do that another time? Or should we talk about a little bit? Tell me a little bit about it.
It was just, I had went there for a retreat. And
well, what is a blue zone, by the way? You got to start with that. What's a blue
zone is one of the, I believe it's 7 locations in the world where people live longer. They're generally much healthier, and they don't contract a lot of diseases because of their mindset and the elements, how they feel, the movement, and what they're actually eating. And I did not even know that I was going to the blue zone until a day before I left. I was like,
what? Did you know there's also one in Okinawa, Japan, where Najik is only? That's a blue zone. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so the day before you're leaving, you find out there's a blue zone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy cow. So I was just super excited. It took me, the whole journey getting there was a whole journey in itself. So I got there and I got to experience nothing but nature, like getting around without convenience. that was very, very difficult for me.
Hmm.
Even though I lived on an Amish farm, we still have a lot of convenience. You know what I mean? So it was amazing and meeting people and talking to people from everywhere.
Yeah.
And nobody has road rage. Nobody behaves like they do here. At least the people. It was very, very, very nice. The whole mindset is different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um
No,
I
for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was super cool. Well, I'm glad you got to go, and now you've done your first big trip. So now it's just where can you go next?
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I
So
like the idea about, like you were saying, if you had like if you actually own your own Airbnb, then you can actually have your own room and kind of people always like to come and manage places for a little bit, while you're gone,
yeah.
and if they stay there for free, right?
Well, the
Like,
good news, I have two units attached to each other. So my son occupies the other one. So he can manage everything and I can just go.
well, there you go. There
And
you go.
now
So where would you, well, okay, well, where if you're gonna go, where would you like to go? Like, what's like top three of places that's like, okay, I want to go, tuk, 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 tuk. Or
oh,
maybe you don't have one, or do you have one? Maybe you have like, I want to experience this, or I don't know. Do you have a top three?
oh my God. I really want to go to Arizona. I know it's still in the US, but I really want to go to Arizona. I do want to go to Ireland.
There you go. It's like American people; they can finally leave the country and go like, "Where do you want to go? I want to go Arizona."
I
You
know.
want to go? Yeah. You haven't been to Arizona yet? I've been to Arizona. Where you want to go? Great Cayman, or Sedona?
Sedona
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
on the
I
vortex.
haven't been to Sedona neither. I do want to go to Sedona as well. I did the Grand Canyon stuff
Oh,
and some horseback riding out there. This is like 94. This is like, I don't know, what's that like 20? That's like 30 years ago.
you're not.
Oh, wow. That's 30 years ago. Oh my God. I'm turning 50 this year. My gosh. Wow.
It's
Holy
amazing.
smokes. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Welcome.
Welcome.
No,
I always like it. I like one of those like, yeah, I'm turning 50, but I'm refused to be 50. I'm like, no, 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 no. We're not doing that. No, I need to no.
it's
The,
just a
the,
number. It's just a
yeah, yeah,
number.
yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly, exactly.
I act like I'm 12. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's good, 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 good.
Yeah.
Cool. So,
And
any final thoughts you wanna? Sorry, go ahead.
hopefully I'm going to come meet you in person too.
Yes, no, no,
That
no. We definitely got to meet up. I mean, the question is where and when. But yeah. Hey,
you're on my
I gotta
list.
tell you this though. This is a golden opportunity to see Northern Norway.
I
I
know.
just know I don't see myself staying here for very long.
Mhm.
So
That's the
I
beauty. Go anywhere.
yeah, 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 exactly. That's what I love about what we do online, because
Yeah.
yeah, is that you can literally like I moved from the Caribbean to Norway with the business. And
Mhm.
now I'm here for a time being because of my son, because of Odin for his education. And then at one point he's gonna be finished with that, and we're gonna be like, okay. Because I miss living somewhere warm, but I can have my fruits and my all the stuff outside, like at my
Yeah.
house in Sabo, I have avocados, mangoes, papaya, passion fruit, all the herbs, banana trees. I mean,
Mhm.
everything, everything. So I'm just like, okay. So
And
I
here
want that. Yeah.
we have snow.
Yes, but then again, I have been picking like huge bags of blue of mussels.
Oh.
Yeah, fresh mussels. Lots, big, 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 huge bags. And we're getting a lot of fresh fish. So we're getting, as I'm starting actually to
Cool.
learn, what is the nature in the bush you can use here?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I left when I was 18, so I don't know. So I'm starting to learn again, like what are the different things you can use
Mhm.
for, off the, dandelion and all these kind of stuff, like
Oh.
things we can find here. But I'm starting from scratch.
Mhm.
Like, I'm like, oh gosh, I can hardly remember like what's what, right? Anyway, so I'm learning it back. So that's a good thing, because that means that now I can have like I can, talk to people, I learn it again, and now my vault of wisdom is gonna be bigger, right? And I'm
Oh
gonna
God.
have more things in my toolbox, right?
Yes.
And I do think it's really cool to connect to the ancestral energies.
Mhm.
That's been quite powerful as well, even though, yeah, it's been, but anyway, that's for another time. But
I
Yeah.
can't.
Otherwise, we'll be here forever. We do another podcast. Well, Nina back in Norway. What does that look like?
Yeah.
You know.
Episode 2. No.
Yeah, yeah. But
No, thanks for having me. This is great.
yeah, I like this kind of just hop on and have a chit chat, and I love what you were sharing as well about the guardianship of the animals. So,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
and I think yeah, and yeah, it's such a powerful. See, I think actually the animals are part of our soul family. Yeah. So they're just spirits are being reborn, and they find us, and then you connect again, and they kind of in this soul. I call it more like a dance of spirits. We kind of come and go, and we hear, and we leave, and we join, and then they are just part of that, you know.
Absolutely, they're
Yeah.
they're more of a priority than we give them credit for. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. So, you got any final things you want to say to the world, or say to whoever's listening to this number one podcast, number one, episode 1?
The only thing I would love to say is, if you're not living your passion or knowing your gifts right now, make it a priority for you to get to know yourself and your gifts, because everybody has these gifts, but you get to choose what you love. That's all.
Yeah. 100%. Huh? Yeah, live your passion. I'm a big advocate for that too. Oh no. And finally, if people want to learn more about animals and healing and food and the water, how you use it and all this, how can I get in touch with you?
I have got a website, elementalenерgiesforanimals.com. I can give it to you, put it in the comments or what have you.
For sure.
Go on there, look at how I use light, how I use food, how I use the water and everything. Yeah.
Perfect. That's what we need. Sure. So we'll put that around or down below in the comments or somewhere like this so people can find it. And if you can't find it, just reach out to one of us and we'll get it to you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much. And it's been an honor to have you here as the first guest of the podcast for Genius Connections.
I'm honored to be that person.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. And give us a like and a follow. And we don't know how much we're going to be hopping on. We're just going to be hopping on and going with the flow.
Having fun.
See you soon. All right. Bye.